Hi everyone, my name is Shantal and I am going to speak about my life in general. I felt led to do this and I hope that somebody somewhere will feel inspired and allow God to use them as best as He can to not only improve their lives but improve their mind, their body, and their spirit. And again, I'd like to say that this journey of life is nothing easy. It's nothing that I could ever thought that I wanted to experience, but God has given me the strength and the courage to do so. So growing up as a child, I have been faced with many decisions that needed to take place in my life, which I see now it is because of God's will and not the will of my own. God has allowed me to go through all of this for a reason. I am grateful for the fact that I'm alive. I'm grateful for the fact that even though things happened in my life which I did not understand at that time, but I do understand now that it is because of God's will. So my first battle began in 2017. I was faced with a sickness that I knew nothing about, and I had to take 7 different pills for 7 different things, not to the knowledge of anyone else but my own and God. I am a person who has never taken a pill in my life, not for anything, because I said to myself that I am able to take pills. So I had that mindset at first. It felt, well, it was difficult to do something that you told yourself that you never find yourself doing. So that 7 days of my life felt like I couldn't go on. It was very difficult. I wasn't eating, finding it difficult to sleep, and I just felt lifeless. I stayed there in silence, hoping that, praying that, God will just heal me and that will be the end of it. But God had plans. He allowed me to go through it. He gave me the strength to overcome it. And throughout those 7 days, as I said, I wasn't eating. I would find it difficult to sleep. So I was in the process of fasting, basically. But at that time, I could not identify the reason of why this is happening. And I was scared. I was afraid. And I felt alone. But God helped me throughout that process in my life, and I thought that my life was spiraling out of control and I did not know what to do, and the pills that I was taking made no sense to me, and I stopped taking them. I stopped after the 7 days that I just wasn't eating and wasn't sleeping and just felt confused and frustrated. And after that, the healing process began. That 7 days of fasting and prayer and just trying to find peace in all my frustration. And even though it was very difficult, and even though it was a journey that I'm grateful for now, it was frustrating, and I would not want anybody to go through it, because it let me plunge into depression. And further into suicidal thoughts. And me admitting this, it's not by itself, but by the will of God, so that I can move on and allow God to use me as how He wants to. God is faithful and just. He is not only a promise keeper and a covenant maker, He is a God of the impossible. He is a God of the possible. He is kind, faithful, just, loving, reliable, undoubtedly omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient God who has taken control of my life, and He continues to do so. I have no other reason or source of faith but to believe and trust in God. I remember the past and embrace the future that God has in store for me and my family. Everyone I come in contact with will embrace favor. Not only will I embrace God, also acknowledge who you are and what you have done and what you continue to do. I have done so many things that I do not understand the meaning or reasoning for doing so, but I have come to the realization that I am nothing without God. I am empty without you. And even when I walk in the shadow, I will fear no evil, because you are with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I will not allow anything or anyone to make me believe otherwise, nor will I be vain or self-centered, but allowed you to get the glory you so greatly deserve.